Eric, do you want to do a roll call if possible?
I believe Noreen's on. She could do it.
Oh, perfect.
Yep. You are all set, Nicole.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, Noreen is on. So
Nicole, were you talking before that?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, good, because I didn't hear anything.
No big deal.
Oh, okay.
You're all set to go, Nicole.
Okay, Noreen, do you mind doing a roll call?
Not at all.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Bechter,
He's
Commissioner
having some
Ekstrom.
phone issues, so he will be hopefully on soon.
okay, Commissioner Ekstrom.
She
Commissioner,
is, she recused herself.
okay. Commissioner Husvagner,
I'm here.
Commissioner Karanian,
He's excused.
Commissioner Payne,
Present.
Commissioner Bashand,
Here.
Commissioner Dunning,
Here,
here,
here.
okay, and Commissioner Egelski.
Here.
And I believe we have Commissioner Bechter on the line. If he wants to hit *6 on his telephone, he should be able to unmute himself.
Did you hit me?
There you are.
Very good.
I'm all set.
Hi, Bill.
Glad to be with
Oh.
you. Nice.
Thank
So
you,
you'll
Noreen. I appreciate it.
Oh,
we'll
no
need to
problem.
seat 2 alternates.
2 alternates?
Yep, since Mr.
All right.
Becker's arrived.
Okay, perfect. If we could seat Judy Igelski in place of Audra, if possible, because Judy wasn't here the last time, so I'd like to seat her this time. As well as if we could seat John Bashand in place of Mike Karanian. If there's any questions, if not, if we could have a vote, a motion.
What are we motioning? Just for those?
Can we, or we're motioning just to seat you, John, and to seat Judy.
Is it proper for us to, who are being?
Do we need to make a motion?
You
'Cause it
don't
said
need
in
to
the
make a
last
motion.
one.
You can just seat them as the chairman.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna seat you, John, and I'm gonna seat you, Judy, if that's okay with you two.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Noreen, do you think you can read the petition off for us if possible?
Really, petition 00-21-02. Nicole Akabuchi, 36 New Britain Avenue, is requesting a variance from section 4.5, table A, to allow an air conditioning condenser unit to encroach into the required 10-foot side yard setback at 36 New Britain Avenue.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
before we begin and let Nicole Akabuchi speak, I just want to break down a little bit of what the ZBA does and how the meeting is run. There's 2 parts to the meeting. The first is the public session, and the petitioner will speak to us, state their name, address, and what their hardship is. After the petition is heard, anyone from the public may come to speak and express whether they are for or against the petition. After that public participation, public part of the meeting is done, it will be closed. During the work session, the public may listen, but they cannot comment on what is going on. If the petitioner does stay on, they can listen and see what happens in the work session. If not, they can always call the building department tomorrow and they will let you know the decision. During voting, you need to have 4 affirmative votes to approve a variance. If you have 5 members seated, you can have 1 no. And if you have only 4 members seated at the meeting, they all need to vote yes. And if that does happen in any way, the applicant does have the right to postpone to another meeting if you do only have 4 members seating and the applicant does want to wait for the 5 members. At this point in tonight's meeting, we do have the 5 members seated, so that shouldn't come into play at all.
Correct.
And yeah, and Nicole, if you'd like to speak and give us some information about everything, that'd be great.
Hi, Nicole Akabuchi. I'm at 36 New Britain Ave. So we're petitioning to put our air conditioner condenser on the side of our house, which ends up being about 7 feet from the property line. The reason why we're petitioning this is we bought the house in the summer, my fiance and I, and we put an addition on, and we are putting a deck also where the air conditioner condenser was previously. That wasn't working. And we are planning a wedding at the same time and renovating this entire house because it was a foreclosure and was in a destructive state when we bought it. So we are just petitioning with the amount of money that we're spending on renovating the house and with our wedding to be able to put the air conditioner condenser there to save us some money. And there's really no other spot for us to be able to put it.
Okay. Now you can't go over to the other side of the house, I'm assuming, or to the back there on the other side of the
No.
addition.
Because we have a door and we have our the hatchway.
Okay.
And you have a deck across there too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And the other side is all driveway and garage.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone have any questions?
Where is the driveway and garage?
It's on the right-hand side of the house, facing
And where will the unit be?
on the left-hand side.
The left side. How far away is that from the house next door?
It's 7 feet. It's going to be laying 7 feet from the property line.
Okay, but how close is that to the house?
Um,
There a house nearby?
their garage is to the side of that house. So it's their garage, not the actual house that it will be next.
Okay, okay.
And they're still like at least 10 feet before the garage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nicole, is your boiler right over there to the reasoning of why it's has to stay over on that side and it cannot be, or?
Converted to gas. So
Okay,
yeah, the boiler is right there.
okay,
Or like our unit is right there in the basement on that side.
Yep. okay.
So
So moving it to the,
everything
Sorry.
for our house is on that left-hand side in the basement.
okay.
I just had a couple of questions.
Go ahead, John.
The sign, we do require a sign, right? It was out.
Yes, it was, John. I visually saw it.
Okay, and no one had any none of the neighbors have any opposition? I don't see anyone in the meeting here.
No.
I didn't get any calls or anything.
Okay. I mean, just speaking for myself, I would approve this almost any day. We allow sheds up to 5 feet from the property line, but, and these new air conditioning units, if anyone would complain, I would say maybe put a little screening in front of it or something, but they're very quiet nowadays. I'd be more reluctant if it was a standby generator or something like that, because those things make a lot of noise, and then even in that case, a couple feet isn't going to make much difference anyway, but that's just speaking for myself. That's all.
Thank you, John.
Mhm.
Anyone else?
No.
All right. Is there anything else, Nicole, that you'd like to say, or does anyone have any questions for Nicole anymore?
Nothing from me.
All right, Bill.
Nothing from me either.
Okay, Tim.
Same for me.
All right. Thank you, Judy. Okay.
I would just like to say that
Yeah.
we've worked really hard on this house. We've gutted it down to the studs. We've done so much work on this house that I'd really appreciate the time that you guys are taking out to be in this meeting and to allow us to petition this.
Thank you. Do we want to keep this open, public participation? Do we want to close it and do our work session if we have enough information? What would you guys like to do?
Probably should just make sure there is no one that here from the public that wishes to speak, and then you can do what you need to do going forward.
Is there anyone else in the public participation that would like to speak?
Nobody on from public at all other than our members.
Yeah, doesn't seem it. Perfect. I'll
Okay.
make a motion to close the public session and enter into the work session.
I'll
That
second.
works.
Second it.
Seconded by Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Perfect. Anyone have any information they want to talk about? John, I know you stated how you felt about it.
Yeah, I would just ask James to put the picture back up and I'll give you some of my reasoning,
Okay, sounds good.
the diagram. So you can see we allow chimneys in the side yard, right? Eric had confirmed that. We allow chimneys and cornices and overhangs and
Right,
Or-
and that's specifically written into the regulation. I
Yeah.
covered that in my staff report, as long as it's attached to the house.
yeah. So, I mean, and this thing is behind the chimney, which is a little better than being in front of it. And it doesn't look like it projects much further. It's going to project a little further than the chimney, I imagine, depending if it's one of these tall stand-up units or average square unit. But again, you know, in my opinion, it's a pretty easy one for me, unless a neighbor had complained. And then if a neighbor complained, I would ask, maybe if they were satisfied with some screening, one section of a fence or something like that, if they just really didn't want to look at it. But we pretty much see them everywhere nowadays. So that's
Right.
all
Yeah.
my reasoning.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think the only concern I would have, and it's not for this particular unit, is how close is it to the house? Is it near the neighbor's bedroom, et cetera? And it doesn't seem to be. So that concern is gone.
All right, perfect. So I don't see the issue with it. And, I did it first in the beginning, but once I heard the fact that their boiler, all of their, everything else is in the basement right there. That's a lot to move it across to the other side or into the back on the other side. That is something that just cannot be done. That was in the house in the first place. They couldn't really tell where that was before this happened. They couldn't help that. So,
Right.
is there anyone else who has any comments or questions, or we can go over anything with Eric about this?
No, I'm good with the information.
All right.
Fine with me.
All right.
too.
Anyone want to make a motion at all, or?
Yeah, I can make a motion that approve the request and give the variance for this particular situation.
I'll
All right.
second it.
Judy, that was you to second it?
Yes.
Okay. And now, if we're going to do all in favor, and if I can go one by one who's seated, so that you can just tell us yes or no for the record. Bill Hector,
Yes.
Tim Hutwagner,
Yes.
John Bashand,
Yes.
Judy Igelski,
Yes.
and me, yes. So that is 5 votes yes, 0 no, and that's been approved. So Nicole, you're all set. You have been approved.
Thank you.
Good luck
Thank you.
on the addition and everything else.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
All right.
All
Bye.
right.
If,
Nice.
If I may, Nicole, real
yep,
quickly,
Eric, go ahead.
you probably should have waited till you got to new business to make that vote, actually, rather than the work session, until you close it out and run through everything.
Okay, we could
Just
do
to-
that.
Yeah, so you may just want to redo it.
Yeah, I'll redo
going
the vote
forward.
then.
Yeah, when you get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's no problem. Do we want to approve the minutes from the March 4th? If possible? I know Audra is, or I know that Mike Cranian's not here, but other than that, whoever is present, if we want to approve them. I didn't see an issue with any of them at all.
I didn't either. So I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the March 4th meeting.
I'll second that, John. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect.
Should I
Any?
abstain? 'Cause I wasn't there.
Yep, of course, Judy.
Okay, I'll abstain.
Any communications, Eric?
No, we, just to make you guys aware, TPZ and Conservation Commission are getting very busy with a lot of upcoming applications. And we do potentially anticipate some other variances coming down the pike. Some of them might be at a larger scale than what we're looking at here. So be aware of that. I also, per the town attorney, I had to update the notice of zoning violation letter to include the option to appeal. So any appeals to those would come before the ZBA as well. So
All
we
right,
could see some more activity going forward,
okay,
just so you know. Otherwise, that's
report?
it.
perfect. Any reports at all, or?
I have nothing.
Okay. So in the new business, I'll read the petition over and we will do a vote again.
Yeah, that'd
It's
be great.
Petition 00-21-02. Nicole Akabuchi, 36 New Britain Avenue, is requesting a variance from section 4.5, table A, to allow an air conditioning condenser unit to encroach into the required 10-foot side yard setback at 36 New Britain Avenue. Bill, if you could be able to make that motion again, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, motion was to approve the request and for this particular purpose only, make the variance for this particular purpose.
And Judy, I think you seconded it. Am I correct?
Yes, I'll second it.
Okay, and if we could go over again each, I'm sorry, again, each by name and say yes or no if possible for the record. Bill Bector,
Yes.
Tim Wagner,
Yes.
John Bashand,
Yes.
Judy Igelski,
Yes.
me, yes. Perfect. It's all in favor and it's all set. Any old business?
None that I'm aware of.
All right.
None here.
Well, perfect. I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn if possible. Any
Second.
seconds? Second, Bill,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good
Good
night.
night. Stay safe.
Thank
Take
you.
care. We'll see you next time.
Yep.
Okay.
Another good meeting.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome. Bye-bye.